The topic of today's video is arguably one of the most important things everybody needs to understand about the Call of Duty franchise. There are two main parts to this video, so stick around till the end and also drop in the comments your thoughts on this topic. So first things first, we have to look at this tweet from Charlie Intel, which was the motivation for me making this video. As you can see on screen, it says, with a lot of folks mad about Season 3 update not being enough, we're saying no one will be buying Black Cell. Herein lies the issue. Black Cell is the number 3 best-selling item on the Steam store, and then here is the screenshot. As you can see, number 3 right here is Black Cell. This is top 100 selling things right now by revenue. So this is number 3, which is right behind these two. So as of right now, this is number 3 in terms of top selling. So it's right behind people downloading Counter-Strike. So this is a massive spot for something that just dropped to be in. And another thing I forgot to mention, I'm recording this after I've recorded the original video. This Black Cell Steam, number 3 on the Steam charts is only on Steam. Steam is probably the smallest platform that people play Call of Duty on, right? I would say a majority of people that play Call of Duty are on console. So if it's number 3 on Steam, I have a feeling it's also top 5, top 3 on console as well. So this thing is being bought by players from every platform, all over the world. So that just goes to show even more how much these sales are up, how much money they're making, and why they're going to continue doing what they're doing. And another part of this that supports what I'm going to talk about in this video is right here. This comment says, sales don't dictate success, my man, right? They're talking to Charlie Intel and they're saying sales of this bundle or this Black Cell does not dictate success. And then Charlie responds, this is the issue within the community. Sales mean nothing. The game is broken. And then on Activision's point of view, sales are going fine. Why change anything? So as Charlie said, herein lies the issue with the Call of Duty franchise is people complain, but then sales look really, really good, right? So why would Activision change? In the beginning of the video, when I said this topic is arguably one of the most important things for us players to understand about the COD franchise, what I'm talking about is the idea that the overall player base is really not represented by what you're seeing on social media and what you're seeing on YouTube. Call of Duty has tens of millions of players that play their games each year, and they sell millions of copies of their game, generating them an insane amount of revenue. And for you watching this video, including myself, we are part of that more hardcore player base, right? You're watching this YouTube video, you're probably on Twitter, you're probably a part of these conversations that talks about the things in the game you don't like and how they need to change things. But the overall truth about this is millions and millions of players, by far more players than us, don't go on social media, don't talk about the game being bad, because for them, it fits what they want perfectly fine. Call of Duty has always thrived on being the casual player franchise, right? It's never meant to be a franchise where only hardcore players that just play Call of Duty are going to be. Call of Duty is a game that year after year players buy, and maybe they hop on and play a couple games a couple nights a week after work. But overall, it's meant to be a casual player game, hence why sales are so high. So for you or me or any other person you see on YouTube and Twitter that's talking about the movement sucks, the map sucks, this needs to be changed, this needs to be improved, Activision doesn't really listen to us because we're not the people they're targeting. They're targeting these casual players who play a few games a night or maybe a few games a week and don't play enough to be experiencing all the issues or things that that people say need to be changed. So then this brings me to my second point, which is about, will Activision ever change? Will the developers ever make these games the way maybe they used to? Will they ever take community feedback and really bring that, bring what we want into fruition into the games? And as of right now, the answer is no. And I think we all know that, right? They can do what players want, and sure, that'll make some people happy. But at the end of the day, Activision and the publishers and the developers of Call of Duty have been doing this for well over a decade. They know what leads them to success. They know what leads them to sales, and they know better than us what's going to sell their game. And that's just the truth at the end of the day, right? These are people that spend hundreds, thousands of hours researching the market, understanding their audience, their player base, learning how to make these games sell better and generate them more revenue. So at the end of the day, they really know what's going to sell this game, and sales is always going to be the #1 factor when it comes to anything for a business. Now, it doesn't mean there's no chance or no way they're ever going to listen to things we want. We've seen in the past, this year, last year, every year, they do listen to us to some extent, right? They do add things that overall make the game more what we want out of them. But at the end of the day, they're really not going to listen to us that much in a majority of the time unless the leadership of these companies, Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, changes. So sure, one day the game might go back to what we want it to be. They might really listen to community feedback. But as of right now, for at least the next decade, if I had to project, the game is always going to be focused on sales and casual players first. So the things that you and I want are not going to be put in the game. Now, I am by no means supporting Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, any of the developers on, promoting them to not listen to us. I want the game to be amazing. I want to play Call of Duty. I want to have that excitement. Like, I do have the excitement every year when a new game comes out, but I want that excitement to last. I played Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, MW3 all year long when those games came out, right? When those games launched in, September, October, November, I would play that the entire way through until the next game came out back in middle school and high school. And those games are such a huge part of my growing up and what brings me into gaming and got me so into gaming as I was growing up. I'm by no means supporting what they're doing with the current games and the modern Call of Duty games. I wish they listened to us. But at the end of the day, I understand, and I think all of you, anyone watching this video, needs to understand they're not going to listen to us. It's good that you keep voicing your opinions, but to expect them to listen to us, the hardcore players, when I say us, it's just unreasonable, and it's just not going to happen. So for all the people on Twitter that are out there going after accounts like Charlie Intel and saying that they're just meat riding Activision and all that stuff, at the end of the day, one, they are news reporters, so they're going to report just about anything that's somewhat notable about Call of Duty, right? That's the whole point of their pages. So if they talk about something that's really good, which is the high sales of Black Cell, they're going to talk about that, right? They have to talk about it. So people are like, oh, you're just meat riding Activision, you're just supporting, the bad behaviors of these developers and these publishers of the game. It's not meat riding. They're just doing their job and they're speaking the truth. So leave those people alone. Leave the people alone that just report news, right? There's nothing. They're doing their job at the end of the day. And on top of all of that, when a new game comes out at the end of this year, at next year, whenever a new game comes out, let's all be honest here. I would say 98% of the people watching this video, including myself, are going to buy the new game no matter what happened in the previous year, previous 5 years, the previous 10 years. We're going to buy the new game. That excitement comes around. You're excited for a new Call of Duty. You see the trailers, you see the early gameplay footage, you play the beta, and you get excited for a game. And even if the game might not be living up to exactly what you want it to be, you're going to buy it because it's like this weird brand loyalty. And this is what I was talking about earlier about them on the, the developers and Activision understanding their player base, doing all this market research. They know we're going to buy it. They can put out just about anything and they know we're going to buy it. And they might not make a ton off microtransactions if their game sucks, but they're making so much money off of initial sales, not to mention all the casual players that are going to be buying things like Black Cell, like battle passes, like bundles. That's just the truth of the matter. We're going to buy a new game when it comes out. People are going to buy bundles. People are going to buy battle passes, Black Cell. Sales are always going to be there for Call of Duty. So no matter how much you want to talk trash on them, no matter how much you want to say they don't listen to the community and sales don't equal success, like that person on Twitter said, the truth of the matter is it's a business. Sales is what equals success. This was kind of like a weird rant video. It was a little bit all over the place, but I hope you all understood my general point, which is, at the end of the day, you can keep voicing your opinion, and I think that's good, because if we don't say anything, there's no way anything has a possibility of changing. But, drop your feedback in the comments, go on Twitter and post about what you think Call of Duty needs to do, but don't get so mad when things don't change. Understand that they're not targeting you, the hardcore player that's posting about this game, including me. They're not targeting me, what I want to see in the game. They're targeting the casual players. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, maybe learned a little something or got a little bit more insight or a different perspective than how you've seen things. Like I said, go in the comments down below, kind of let me know your thoughts on this topic. And with that being said, hopefully I will see you all in the next video.